everyone, welcome to practice today. We're going to be flowing through an air mandala, so this means some back extension, back bend focus, and we're going to keep it short and snappy today, so just one quick cycle around the mat with some pulsations and holds. And if you would like to fetch a strap of some sort, I've just got a resistance band with me or a couple of blocks, feel free to do so. And we're going to start at the top of our mats. So finding your way to your Tadasana, mountain pose, just allow the feet to fall wherever is comfortable. And maybe start to blink the eyes closed. Allow the shoulders to roll away from the ears. Allow the tailbone to just gently tuck so the hips just start to shift forward. And the lower floating ribs can float downwards as though you're just moving the weight into the backs of the heels. The weight starts to shift backwards and we peel all 10 toes away from the floor. So notice this transition of weight. Just leaning into the back body a little bit. And whenever you're ready, you're going to start to pop all of your 10 toes individually down towards the floor. So it might take a bit of focus, a bit of concentration. Just take your time with it, really focusing on one toe followed by the next. And then as the big toe meets the earth, press into the outer edges of the feet and drag the toes back towards the heels towards the toes, as though there's this lifting action happening in between the arches of the feet. So start to find this sense of Pada Bandha, grounding down through the feet, finding this lock, this center that we will start to focus on in our balances with our back bends. And then growing tall through the crown of the head, lift through that very top bit as though you're being lifted and lengthened from the back of the neck. And start to breathe in. We're going to lift our arms alongside the ears. Take a full breath in, see thumbs. As you exhale, start to cactus the arms, lift the heart, send the hips forward. As you inhale, start to re-lengthen through the spine. And exhale, take a forward fold. The knees can be soft to begin with. Allow the top of the body to be nice and heavy. Take an inhale, fingertips come towards the shins. Think about a back bend here. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, release, wave it down towards a forward fold. We're going to rise through standing again. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen, see thumbs. Exhale, we cactus the arms, hips forward, back bend. Inhale to rise and exhale to fold. We're going to take another back bend just as we did. Take an inhale to ripple through the spine. Lift the gaze and release to fold. Exhale. And flattening the hands down towards the floor, step it back to your high plank. Lower down towards either your knees, or if you're ready to already, you can hover at elbow height, Chaturanga. Flip the toes, drag the heart through, upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, take it back and exhale. Take a big breath in here through the nose and out through the nose. On your next inhale, you're going to move the weight into the hands, round through the spine, and allow the hips to release towards the floor. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift your gaze. As you inhale here, start to send the hips back up towards the sky. Take it back to downward facing dog, exhale. You're going to wave it forward again on your inhale. This time, bend the knees, drop them down towards the ground. Find your tabletop. From here, the left knee is going to come through center. We flex the right foot, right knee up towards the sky, lift the heart. Maybe you pause here, maybe you reach the left arm out ahead. Perhaps there's a bind of that right ankle. You can use your strap here if that helps to connect the two. Lift through the heart, press into the lower hand, inhale. And exhale. Okay, a little transition for you here. You can tuck the left toes, push into the right hand, and you're going to lift it up to a down dog, but you're going to keep the bind of the foot. So take your time here, and you can fall in and out of this one as many times as you need, because it is a fiddly one. So let's see what happens. Press into the hand, lift that left leg. Turn the left toes out as you do so. Press into the right hand, and then start to guide that right knee up towards the sky. Keep squeezing the right heel towards the right glute. Breathe one. And exhale, release the left hand. Three-leg dog, inhale, we lengthen. Gonna take it over to a wild thing, release the right foot, lift the hips. Take an inhale to open through the heart. As you exhale, bend both knees, reach the right hand forward, tap the right knee towards the ground. Inhale, wave it back up, flip it back round, right leg goes high, three-leg. Exhale, knee to nose, land it in between the hands, drop towards the left knee. As you inhale, start to lift the arms alongside the ears. Find Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Tuck the left toes. Find your warrior 3, float it high. And exhale here. Start to bend into that left knee again. Guide the left heel towards the left glute. From here, maybe the hands start to find the foot. And then from there, you're going to start to lift that left knee up towards the sky. And as though you're kind of somewhere between a standing split and a dancer pose. So you're really diving the heart downwards. Focus on that standing, rooting down through the right foot. Lift through the arch. And then guide that left knee up towards the sky. Gorgeous, everyone. Take a soft bend of the standing leg and interlace behind the left foot. Don't worry if you wobble out of it like I just did. And then an interlace of the foot as you start to flex the foot backwards. So maybe a bit of shoulder opening here. Keep a soft bend of the standing leg. Lift the gaze. We're a little bit higher now. So really find that lifting through the front body, engagement through the left glute. Take a big breath in. And exhale, re-find your warrior 3, big breath in, and then release the left foot. We windmill it all the way towards the back of our mat, and we find a pyramid pose, exhale. Halfway we lift, inhale, and fold, exhale. From here, just shuffle that right foot in a little bit closer, right hand down towards the ground, and the left hand is either gonna find the left knee, or the left ankle, or the foot. You turn, pivot onto the right hand, right foot, and then start to scoop that left leg up, Guide left heel towards the glute again. Find Vashisthasana with your back bend variation. And you can always drop to the right knee here. Breathe for 2. And you lift your gaze for 1. And exhale. Flip it round with control. Knee to nose, we land, inhale. Exhale. Step it back, high plank. And Chaturanga, exhale. Heart through, we inhale. Down dog, exhale. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out, exhale. Wave it forward on an inhale. Ripple through the spine. Drop the hips, hanging upward facing dog, exhale. Take it back, inhale. Down dog, exhale. This time, wave it forward, inhale. Bend the knees, take it back to tabletop, and exhale. Adjust the hands underneath the shoulders. This time, the right knee is going to come underneath the body, and then we're going to float left foot up towards the sky. Tuck the right toes. Inhale, press into the hands. Maybe the right hand starts to reach forward, and maybe there's connection to that back foot. Find your tiger bind, breathe it in, and exhale. 2 to hold, and exhale fully. Okay, let's go for that little transition again. So as you lift, the right toes are going to turn out a bit, and the right heel turns in. So really focus here. We start to push into the base of the hand. Whoop, open it up. Ground the right foot. And reconnect with that bind. 2 breaths. 1 breath. And release, right hand, left leg high, 3 leg. Open up to your wild thing. We exhale, release the foot slowly. And as you exhale here, we bend both knees. Send left knee down towards the floor. Inhale, bring it back up and around. Left leg high, 3 leg dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it in between the hands, drop to right knee. Take an inhale, Anjaneyasana, release hands. And cactus the arms, lift the heart, exhale. Rise on your inhale, hands to prayer, heart center. We travel forward, find your warrior 3, Virabhadrasana C. Exhale fully, okay. Bend into that right knee. Guide right heel towards right glute, and then maybe the hands just start to find the foot. And then you start to move the heart forward. The knee lifts as you dive the chest downwards. Find your drishti, your point of concentration, something to gaze at that isn't moving. It's going to help. And then reconnect with that inner arch of the standing foot. Think about a lift. The weight is into the edge of the left. Okay, start to stand again. Deep bend into the standing leg and interlace behind the right foot. Start to inhale, send the foot behind you. Keep bending into both knees, lift the heart. Exhale. One breath to hold. And release the right foot. Wimble the hands round. Take a pyramid fold. And release. Halfway we lift. And fold, exhale. One more. Okay, set the left foot a bit closer. Land the left hand down towards the floor. Right hand finds the knee, the ankle, the foot. And we pivot onto the left outer edge of the foot. Spiral it open. Find your Vashisthasana. And start lifting the hips to the sky. Send the right foot away. So think of your back bend again. One breath. And we release. Top of our mat. High plank. And, oh no, we had a knee to nose. And then take it back. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. From here, the right leg goes high, three-leg dog. Knee to nose, land it in between the hands again, and exhale. Drop the left knee. So if you have a strap, you're going to pop that strap around your left foot. And then we're going to try and work it into a little Anjaneyasana bind here. So finding the strap where it feels comfortable, you might start to bring it up overhead. Start to squeeze the elbows towards each other as you squeeze the left heel towards the left glute. And then melt into the hips forward, take a breath in. And exhale. Can you melt into the hips? Find that engagement into the left hamstring and squeeze the arms in towards the midline of the body. Hold for 2. Can the bend come from the heart rather than the mid-back? Inhale for 1. And exhale, release that foot, release your strap. And we're going to turn the toes all the way to the left, both feet. We land in a wide leg fold. Take a halfway, we lift, inhale. And fold, Prasarita, exhale. Take it straight to the left foot. We turn to the back of our mat, we drop our right knee down towards the floor. Find your Anjaneyasana again, take an inhale, and then re-prepare your right foot this time for that same bind. So feed it over the head. Resistance bands are quite helpful because they've got that extra stretch that we can make use of. And then start to melt the hips forward. Keep pulling the right hip forward, left hip back. Squeeze elbows together, lift your gaze, inhale. Exhale. Draw right heel closer towards the right bum cheek for 1. And slowly exhale. So nice, everyone. Release that foot. Turn the toes all the way towards the right. Back in our halfway lift in Prasarita, inhale. Take a fold. Walk the hands through center as you exhale. So walking the hands through the legs, fingertips face away from us. If you want to, you can take this up to a headstand. You can use the hands, the arms long as they are. And then start to bring the legs to connect in a straddle. Maybe they connect in center. Thighs squeeze on. One more breath if you're upside down. And then start to straddle the legs open again. Flex the feet. Land. And we all arrive to our halfway lift. Inhale. Turn towards that right leg again and exhale. Step to the top of your mat, halfway lift. And as you exhale, we can just sit down towards the bum. Slowly unravel the spine, landing vertebra by vertebra. And you're going to bring the right knee with you, cross the right ankle over the left thigh and open up through the leg, figure 4. You might pick up the left thigh, you might interlace behind the shin, and then start to actively draw the right knee away from the right shoulder. Find that space into the outer right glute. Breathe here, inhale. And exhale. Drop the left foot down towards the floor again, and then start to drop the right foot over the other side of the body. Take it into a figure four twist. I quite like to use the left hand to open up through the right thigh here, and then think about really pulling the right side of my waist away from that thigh. I find it all the way down the psoas into the hip flexor. Take a full breath here. And exhale, nice, well done everyone. Through center, draw the knees in, and then just cross your figure four to the left on the other side. Then you can either pause with the sole of the feet down towards the ground, otherwise start to connect fingers around the thigh, around the shin. Actively draw left knee away from left shoulder. See how different that feels. And exhale, release right foot down towards the floor. Cross the left foot over the body, take a twist, gaze drops towards the left shoulder. Gently nudge the left thigh open with your right hand and just pull the lower ribs away from that thigh. As though someone is really stretching you, opening you up through the left side of your body. One more breath. And exhale. Come up through center, inhale, tuck the knees in, and we're gonna roll up through seated to close today. So landing with a nice long spine, hands, palms face down. Start to inhale, draw up through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, root down through the sit bones. And I'm just gonna guide you through a really quick breathwork practice. So as you inhale, I want you to visualize the breath traveling from the base of the tailbone to the mid-spine, all the way to the crown of the head. And as you exhale from the crown of the head, through the shoulder blades, through the mid-spine, down towards the tailbone, we root, we center, and we land here. Start to breathe from tailbone to mid-spine. Upper spine, crown of the head, there's a lift here, there's lightness, there's expansion. As you exhale, the shoulders fall away from the ears, through mid-spine, finding this sturdy base, down into the pelvis. Gravity pulls us back down and we land. Breathing as you wish for the next couple of moments. And filling up the space at the front of the chest, expanding into the heart, expanding into the ribs. Softening the belly with your next exhale. Let's bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Taking a piece of your practice wherever you go today. Thanking yourselves for showing up for this body that we practice in, for the energetics of our breath, of movement, of mindfulness, all of these things that come together here, even if it is just for a short period of time. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day ahead. Let's bow forward to close. Jai. It was a pleasure, as always, to flow with you from home. Thank you so much.